Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Live in the Shop with CustomLowz. Today we're working on a Ford F150 underseat enclosure. We're going to be putting 3 kicker CVX 10s in it. Yes, 3 10s. It is definitely a tight squeeze, but we're making it work. This is a special request the customer had. Got all my parts cut already. I got my baffle together. I'm going to cut my circles in it for my subs. And then I am going to cut the angle on it. This specific enclosure is going in a 2008 Ford F150, but it will fit in a lot of other F150s. I believe 07 to 2020, basically about all the same size. You would definitely require a seat lift for something like this. Getting my circle jig all set up. Using a Bosch router, a Jasper Tools circle jig. Couldn't remember the dang name of this thing. I bought it so long ago. If you don't have one of those and you're trying to cut circles for subs, get one. Because it's definitely a handy tool. If you're just tuning in, drop a comment below. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching or viewing or whatever. Okay, so what do I need? Drill bits. Alright, here we go. I think this one will work. Oh, too small. Just trying to find a centering pin. I normally just use a drill bit, an 1/8 inch drill bit. That way you can drill it into the wood, leave it in there, and take it back out with your drill. It's actually a really easy way to center the circle jig. I see a lot of people will drill a hole out and then use the pin afterwards. This kind of does everything in one step instead of 2. Put these tools away before the work area becomes a giant mess. Alright, so I already got the marks figured out for where I'm going to put my subs. I designed everything on Google SketchUp to do the rendering, which will give me like a good scaled idea of where to put everything, so I know where I want to put my subs. Basically what I'm doing is centering and then slightly off centering. When you go both centers, you kind of go a little too far. You get a little too far to the side, in my opinion. I want to put a big 45 on the side to kind of contour the seat a little better. So I'd move the sub in just a tiny bit. Get some clamps here. William Hood, you got one nice setup, sir. Thank you, man, so much. I appreciate it. My table saw is like one of my first. The big table saw was like one of my first, major shop purchases. I had some little cheapy portable Ryobi table saw for. Or not Ryobi, Rigid. It was better than Ryobi at least, but I mean, you could almost argue that those are basically the same company as well. Anyway, I had a cheap little portable saw that I was using for quite a long time. That thing died on me, and I really just knew I would need a good table saw. It's cut a lot of sheets of wood. I mean, I just cut 10 sheets on it yesterday, or no, not yesterday, the day before, but this thing's cut a lot of wood for me. Well worth its money. And I like my big outfeed table. Although I tend to assemble on it all the time, which I made separate tables, so I didn't build on this. So I didn't get in the way of cutting stuff, but I like putting stuff together on this table for some reason. Alright, so where's my mouse? Thankfully, I can use the computer screen that's on this side of the shop for pulling up my design and stuff. But it's all the way over there. Joe Blow, what is up? West Texas. Thanks for tuning in, man. Okay, let's see here. Got to pull Google SketchUp back up. Okay, so you know what? I can actually show you guys this design. Let's see here. Show you guys what we're building here. So hopefully you can see the screen now, maybe. Nope, not yet. Hold on. Alright, I'm going to unplug this dang router. Okay, so this is what we're building right here. This is Google SketchUp. I designed this on Google SketchUp. Definitely looking good. Alright, hopefully I can get the, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright, so I got my sub sizes written down here. I am going to do a flush mount on this, but I'm going to do it afterward just with a large rabbit bit. So I need to cut my holes to 9 3/16. And I like to write it next to every, you know, centering hole for my subs, just so I never forget. I mean, obviously you're going to always have the one you wrote originally or even the paper, but just a little habit I try to do so I can kind of keep that ingrained in my mind as best as possible. Okay, so 9 3/16. This is a double baffle. I am cutting on my table, so I do want to set the depth, so I'm not going to go completely through it. I definitely cut into my table kind of on a regular basis, but that's okay. Alright, so 9 3/16. So hopefully you guys can maybe hear me over the router, but one thing you'll notice is I'm taking a lot of passes, and I do that just purely to hopefully save my router bit. I want it to last a long time. One down, 2 more to go. I almost wasn't sure if I actually cut all the way through that. the sawdust was packed so tightly in there, kind of held it in place the whole time. All right, again, so 9 3/16, line it up on the jig. Yeah, these circle jigs are like a must-have if you're going to be building any sort of sub box. The Buzz, what's up, man? Good morning. My Jasper jig was money well spent. Oh, definitely, man, for sure. These things are a must-have if you're doing car audio. If you're building a subwoofer box. The bit's feeling a little loose to me. I'll just double check. I don't want this thing to come out while I'm cutting, because then you got to worry about it either hurting you or damaging your workpiece. A little bit of tightening. I'll take it though. I don't want these things to. I've had bits break on me, and I've even had them fall out of the collet before. It's definitely not fun. Never gotten hurt, but I can just imagine a piece of metal spinning that fast and coming free. It may, may go places you don't want it to. Joe Blow, when I attempt that with a jigsaw, it turns out shaped like a stop sign. Yeah, obviously when you first start anything, you're not very good at it, but it took me a lot of progress to get decent with a jigsaw. I could probably cut out a pretty good hole now with a jigsaw, but there's no way I'm cutting like a perfect hole. Man, now I can't get this drill bit to come out. Two down, one more to go. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're working on a 2018 Ford F150 build. It's got 3 kicker CVX 10s going in it. If you guys are just tuning in, let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. Alright, so 9 3/16 again. 9 3/16. Oh, did I cut? Yep. All right. There's 3. While I have this thing clamped down and in place, I'm just gonna run the rabbit bit around it just to do the flush mount now. Throw away those useless circles. I have not found anything to do with those little circle blanks. Of the hundreds I've gotten, still haven't really found a super good use to them. I know people say like a spread Bondo on them or something, but it's too heavy for me. I'd rather use like a piece of 1/4-inch material or something like that for a situation like that. Seen someone the other day on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell his like circle blanks. I think he wanted $4.99 a piece or something like that. It was rather insane. Like, it's your actual trash. If you're lucky, you'll sell them for $1 to someone who thinks they might be useful for crafting. Khalif. Checking in from Japan. What's up, man? MAS Audio. How's it going, man? Good morning. Arkansas tuned in. Maybe you're turned in. Jerry Cox, what is up, man? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Franco, how's it going, man? Good morning from PA. Thank you so much for tuning in and viewing. Right now, we're working on an enclosure for a 2018 Ford F-150. It's got 3 kicker CVX 10s going in it. We already cut the sub holes. Right now, I'm going to set up my rabbit bit on the router. We're going to start cutting the flush mount and the baffle. It's just going to be easier to do it now. I already have the piece clamped down, so I don't even have to do that. All right, so I'm going to change the bearing out on the bit itself. I also got to change the base out to the normal router base. Make sure you guys like this video. It greatly helps. Oh, geez. Pull my router off the table, tripping on the cord. I really hate knocking tools off the table. I don't think I've actually had anything break on me dropping it off the table yet, but it's definitely possible to happen. I mean, even my circle jig, I've dropped my router, the whole router, off the table from here on accident, and it fallen on the Jasper router jig, and the thing is acrylic. You would think for sure it's going to shatter, but that thing stayed strong, man. It's guess kind of just proof how durable that thing is. Oh man, if I can ever get that bit out of there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go put both of these away. Alright, so we will have to do a little math. Where's my pencil? Alright, so our hole was 9 3/16 that we cut out, and the hole we need is 10 11/16. I'm just going to convert it to fraction. I'm recording on my phone. I don't have my calculator. I got to go find a calculator now. find a calculator somewhere. Oh, of course, I make a bigger mess trying to find one. Alright, so I found one finally. Alright, so 11/16, we're going to turn that into a decimal. I should know it after working in a cabinet shop that I had to program everything on the computer in decimals for the CNC, so you'd think I would know, but I don't. 6875, alright, and then 3/16, I believe is 5.5125, but we're going to check. Oh wow, I was way off. That was 5/16 I was saying. Alright, so 9.1875 is our interior cutout. 10.6875 is our outside cutout. Basically what I'm trying to find out is how much on each side I need to take off in order to fit the whole sub in there. I have a bunch of different size not rabbit bits, but different size bearings that go on this rabbit bit that I'm going to use to cut the flush mount out with. Just want to make sure I put enough and not enough, obviously. You don't want the sub not to fit in. Okay, so 10.6875, yeah, minus 9.1875 is 1.5 divided by 2, obviously it's 3/4. Okay, so I need to take off 3/4 from each side. I hope my bit can actually take that much off. I think even with the smallest bearing, I don't know if I can take off 3/4. And this is actually a big rabbit bit. We'll make it work either way. Then you'll just have to like step stuff down. There it is. Joe Blow asked a good question. He said, how long would a box like that normally take to build? Well, you're about to find out, because I'm going to basically live stream the whole process. Obviously, you know, it all depends varying on the box. This box right here is only getting bed liner on the outside. It's not getting windows or anything super fancy like that. But that being said, it will still take, man, you know what? I don't even know, man. I mean, hours-wise, I guess I really couldn't tell you. Maybe days-wise, I could answer that question. I would say confidently if I could, once I start on the box, if I was in a situation where I was starting from cutting all the way to finished, ready to go, maybe 4 days with dry times included and everything, because obviously bed liner is going to take a couple hours to, dry to touch, but you probably want to give it 24 hours before you start actually handling it and moving it anywhere. All right, before the camera dies on me, get this thing plugged up. Oh boy. That is a good question though, but hours-wise, I should have an answer for you better on that, but because of the nature of what I do and just everything's pretty custom. Customers can decide what size subs, how many, as long as it is going to be something that works in the enclosure. But even onto that, customers tell me what sub they have, and every sub is going to come with different challenges and obstacles to go through. So they're all going to vary greatly. Just to generalize it though, 3-4 days, if I'm, focusing purely on this, Again, you're going to have dry times. You got glue dry times. You're going to clamp a piece on. You got to keep them clamps on for long enough, because if you don't, obviously your piece is going to not be glued right. But yeah, just stuff takes time, and I'm always kind of amazed by people saying like, "Oh, I can build that box in a couple hours." It's like, well, that's all good and well, but I don't think you're accounting the fact that you're going to have quite a bit of just waiting around time for stuff. Alright, so it looks like if I put the smallest bearing on there, I should be able to get away with it. I'm going to take a little bit off at a time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, I guess, the standard bearing size, like what you're going to get on the standard flush trim bit. I'm going to put that on there, take the flush trim out, and then go down to my final bit size. The final bearing is really small. And personally, with a bearing that small, like, it doesn't seem like it likes spinning that fast for whatever reason. Like, I've definitely had a lot of problems with really small bearings. So I'm going to take my time, take a little bit out, and then drop down to the final bearing size. Take a little more out. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, I guess. We're working on a 2018 Ford F-150 enclosure for 3 kicker CVX 10s. Oh, I'm fully regretting not doing this on the router table. It's so dusty. I'm getting my mask on. not saying I agree with this comment, but Joe Bro, that is pretty funny. I was stuck on there. Still stuck on there. Colby, what is up, man? Thank you for tuning in. Oh my gosh. I'm covered. So I don't know if it's still going, but somehow my computer just closed out Internet Explorer. Did it actually keep it going? Hopefully, maybe. We're gonna see. Sick. Okay, awesome. I wasn't sure, man. It closed on my computer, and that's where I started the stream, so I was honestly figuring that, right now I'm building a box for 3 Kicker CVX 10s. Bring me your week. What's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. Alright, so now, mini crisis averted. We're going to see if the sub-holes are right. Oh, they're a little small. Like literally a 16th off, so I wouldn't normally do this, but I think we're gonna go no bearing. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm like viewing myself on the monitor over here. I have a bad habit of trying to talk this direction instead of to you guys like I should. All right, so I don't really want to do this, but I don't know if we have a choice. Get off of there, router bit. Man, the bearing, like, the set screw for the bearing does not want to budge now. And of course, the Allen key is rounded out. All right. So I would not recommend you guys try this. But if you're going to, you really have to make sure you're careful with the pressure you apply as you're going around. You know, normally the router bearing, you could put a good amount of pressure and it's not going to dig into it. This is so thin though, like the shank that the bearing goes over. So we're basically going no bearing right now. We're going to ride it on that centering piece. It's very thin, so if you're pressing too hard, it will go into the material and almost like drill through it. So you definitely got to be cautious. Alright, so that definitely did the trick. On the first pass I went around, I basically just let the router bit do the cutting. I didn't even try to press it into the, into my circle. The second pass is where I went a little less, I went a little bit around and got the remaining off of there. A little bit around. I don't know how to explain it. I know how to do it though. Alright, perfect. And some room for bed liner. So cut the rest of them out. Well, we got it. Yeah, bring me a week, definitely sketchy. I mean, really, I don't think there's much risk to my safety doing that in that manner. You just definitely risk possibly messing up your piece. When it does come to issues of like my own safety, I'll definitely probably take a different approach if I was worried about it in that manner. But it did good. The holes are big enough now. We got plenty of flush mount for this thing. Colby, he's brave. Thank you so much, man. I try, but you definitely don't want to be. Well, you know what? Maybe being brave. That's stupid. I would say being brave is probably stupid when it comes to woodworking and using power tools that can very easily cut off your fingers. Maybe I don't even know. I'm just pushing it to the limit. I'll definitely say that. Okay, I'm gonna get up my chisels. It created a little bit of like a sharp lip on the bottoms, just where the outside of the circle actually passes the bottom of the workpiece, or the piece itself, the baffle. So I'm just going to take my chisels and kind of straighten up those areas there. Probably use a lot of different things, but I like pulling the chisels out once in a while when I can. I use a drum sander on a drill. It works okay. I've definitely done that with, like, if I need it to be, really just take off a tiny bit, I'll definitely do that. But for a situation like that where I needed like a full 16th, and it's like something you're going to definitely see, especially the sub is a perfect circle. So when you put it in a flush mount that's not perfectly circle, it is going to be like glaring at you, the fact that it's not a perfect circle. So definitely wanted to try to remain using the router just to get that little bit extra. All right, so All right, well, that looks good to me. The baffle looks wide. Is that going under a seat? Yeah, it's for an underseat box. It's like a 52.5-inch baffle. There is 2 shop cats, actually. They're just, I don't know, they're somewhere. It's a little cold, so I'm going to bet they're probably sitting in my computer chair. Or hiding somewhere. Who knows? They're around here. They were bothering me just this morning. Alright, put some of this stuff away because it is on to the next step. We're going to be doing, I guess, well, I don't know. I'll narrate as I go. I'm not going to try to guess what I'm going to do next. Because I probably will change my mind halfway through. Man, I used a lot of tools just to cut the baffle holes out. It's kind of crazy. Pretty crazy. This is definitely going to be a multiple part series on this here. A lot of work into getting an enclosure like this done. As you can see, we're almost an hour in, and so far we have sub holes cut out. You know, I definitely could have done it quicker as well, but not about the speed, it's about doing it right. Okay. Put the mouse away. All right, now we can actually start doing some stuff. Oh no. There's no air in the hose. Safety goggles. Where are my safety goggles? I have way too much stuff. Looks organized, but when I need something like specific, I have a hard time finding it for some damn reason. Colby, must be nice not to have to worry about transmission tunnels. Yeah, it's definitely nice on the Ford enclosures that you don't got to mess around with all that. She makes the building process a lot quicker too. Joe Blow, is the turnaround time still 2 to 6 weeks on a low fabs enclosure? No, not right now. They're a little bit longer. They're extended. Definitely got a huge inflow of people ordering, so I know I have to update the site a little bit. It does say that it definitely will probably maybe take longer. And it also all depends on which ones you're looking at. So in each item description, it'll have a lead time for that item. They're all going to be different because there's different low fabs and different low subs I got there too. So. Jay Steger, oh, I agree with you, man. We got that's such a good comment. We got to put it on the screen. Yes, definitely takes a lot of dedication. I love it though too, so I'm not even gonna pretend like it's hard to me. I love going to work every day. Obviously, you know, I do take a day off here and there, especially a lot more so now that I have my daughter. I definitely try to make it like a priority for sure to spend as much time with her, because I know she's only going to grow up once and all these things that I don't want to miss them now, because, you know, regretting in the end is going to be way too late. So first kid, I mean, honestly, I don't care how many kids I have. I'm going to make sure I make them a priority. But yeah, working 7 days a week, it's definitely hard to find a good balance. Today I woke up at 4 a.m. to get here. Well, I got here around 4-something a.m. just to make sure I really can put in the hours and still get home on time to spend some time with the family. All right, so basic kind of shape of our enclosure right now. We are going to be getting out of here soon. We're probably going to cut this off at, you know, episode 1 or, you know, part 1. But let me know what you guys think so far. Obviously, we don't have a ton of work done. We really only have the baffle done so far. We do have all the pieces cut already, so we'll be back on a part 2. We're going to start assembling this thing a little further, cutting some more angles on the back pieces, the top piece. We also have the port we're going to put in, window braces to cut out, a whole bunch of good stuff. So make sure you guys tune in for part 2. Maybe air today. We're going to see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you didn't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment below. Let me see them 1728s if you're watching the video. If you're watching this after it's live stream, make sure you also comment 1728. So I know you've watched this far. We're an hour into this live stream, so I know it's going to be only the select few of you who are actually watching this far along. Joe Blow said, I figured that whoever tuned it to this early morning deal should be put to the front of the line. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're saying that whoever tuned into this should be put in the front of the line? No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Colby, you dropped me an email. I'll check it out, man. I've been so busy, dude, trying to get builds done. I also got that behind me, wherever it is. I got a couple more boxes in the works, so it's definitely been a busy time at the shop, but I'll go check my email, and I'll get back with you for sure. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're out of here. We'll be back on another episode, part 2 of Live in the Shop with CustomLowz coming probably today. I'm going to start assembling this thing a little further, cutting out our window braces, getting our port put in. This episode, we only got the subs cut out and the flush mount did, but as you guys can see, just that process alone will sometimes take you a long time. So thank you so much for viewing, whoever of you who you are, however you would say that. I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for viewing, guys, and I'll be back on the next episode.